How is it going, everybody? If I could just get a few of you in the chat now, because I've got, this is an absolute crazy setup that's in front of me, and when I say crazy, I don't mean like absolutely fantastic in regards to modern science. It's like a potato. There's wires and everything everywhere. So I just want to make sure before I start going into the depths of this that one, people can hear me, and two, people can actually see me as well. Note to self, we'll need to get another monitor because one's got something, and a chat's down over here. So let's see if we can get some people in now. Mr. Formula, thank you very much, and yes, I am hopefully sticking with this consistency that we've had at the minute within the channel. And this is just another little thing that we're going to bring to the channel now. I tried this back in 2020 whenever COVID was here, and it worked really well. We've done a big massive Call of Duty kind of sort of competition. This is not what this is, but this is a live stream just to help you sort of chat in here about any questions, because I know when I do videos, quite clearly they are, yeah, you're all good in here, you see, yes, perfect, happy days. Right, that tells me that we are good to go. Yeah, so whenever you know, we do these kind of live streams, it means then any comments which I can now see, happy days, I can just react to them straight away, because I know in some of the videos that I do that are just sort of pre-produced and recorded, that once they go on, that sometimes I get back to your comment, and sometimes it's, you know, that burning question you've had, I've answered it like 24 hours later and it doesn't really matter to you. So this is what this is all about. It's going in the form of a game, because rather than sitting here for an hour and a half just speaking like this here, we'll go off through a game with my sort of thought process for it for a later date was to have more people coming in, similar to what I've done with the 2021, which was using Call of Duty. Using this one now is in Battlefield 6 because, flip me, we're getting closer to a bit more sort of realism when it comes to gaming. However, that's the crack, and let's see if we can get this all in going now. And I'd be interested to know if you've tried this game at all yet. I'm just going to jump in here now, and we'll go all out warfare first. Also, for those of you on there now, if you can just give me a shout once the game starts going, that I'm not completely destroying your ears with the actual game sound, and you're getting me over the top of it. Complete new experience here, and I have to make sure actually that that's coming through. So if you got some game sound, someone just gives a thumbs up in the chat there. And I will also try and concentrate a bit, because even though this game is pretty good, it is. In fact, it's not pretty good, it's really good. I've spent more time respawning than I have actually playing it, because I'm just not the best at it. Yeah, so the, oh my goodness, there's a tank straight away. The absolute sort of gold standard would be to get lots of these in as squads. I will not do that now with that. So eventually, there you go, dead already. I'm just trying to speak at the same time as doing this, right? I didn't want revive because I want to change the class. Say thanks.
Enemy contacting my AO!
Exactly my point there about I die within every single time off this. Yeah, so the point of what I want to do further into the future is, what's going on with that? What's going on that screen? Is getting squads and stuff on, so I'll use jumping into the same squad, and then we will actually get amongst it together. At the minute I've got my mic and everything turned off because it's going to be too confusing speaking to you and then speaking to anyone else who's within the game itself. My screen has just done something absolutely crazy. It's like split screened on me. Right, here we go. The screen is doing some mad sort of split screen thing. I don't know if you're going to get that through on the stream, but for me I had my screen cut into like 3 different things. Right, here we go. Engineer. Tanks. I promise you it was better. I'm better in the practice. I've got my eyes on 3 different screens here to make sure everything's going to plan. I don't know if it's playing havoc with this screen because I've been playing this through 3 different sort of systems. It's a bit jittery here on my side. I've got another screen to the right hand side. I'm viewing it as you're seeing it on YouTube just to make sure it's all to be there. But this is why we do rehearsals. Yeah, and the main thing is why I'm doing it. There we go, I'll go straight away, flip save. Is on that week of half term, so I believe it's half term everywhere in the UK, the week of the 27th, we're probably going to put on a bit of an event. And I say we, I'm hopefully going to get a hand with British Army Extra. If you don't know them, they're over on Instagram, and they also have a Twitch account as well. So I'm going to do something joint with them, in collaboration with them, because quite clearly I'm now playing this. I've got this chat here, I'm speaking to a few of yous, but when I have them in help, you'll have a lot more people there who can get amongst it within the chat, who are from all over different parts of the army and stuff. So if you are watching this and you're actually interested in the army, it's going to be then they can answer your questions there and then with me if I can't answer anything, because quite clearly I'm very sort of niched into the sort of infantry. I do have a general idea of the army obviously, but if you've got them very specific questions, they can answer them straight away here in this chat thing. But I just need to try and work it out with them and what way that's going to sort of look. Right, I'm going to go sniper first, so we're going to play a bit of a slower game here, because I have no idea what my screen is doing. I haven't actually, since it's been out, I haven't actually played in a squad and then played properly within that squad, as in everyone using their own sort of specialities and all that kind of stuff, and then working as a team, which this game is flipping really designed well for that. Right, I'm just going to dump this here.
Objective marked. We need you supporting the attack.
See, I have no idea what my screen is doing. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm looking down to my laptop now that I'm streaming off. It's got the full picture. The big monitor that is directly in front of me here is like doing some mad 3-screen thing on one screen, which is completely US to me. So here we go. Salman, okay, thanks very much. This is just, if you just jumped in there now, it's a bit of a test stream, a bit of a rehearsal for something I'm going to probably do in a couple of weeks' time. Hello Britain, how you going? How's it going? Yeah, I've gotten a bit of a technical. You can't see the technical difficulties I'm having right now, but I've got this big. Oh, here we go. It's fixed itself. I don't know what it's going to do. But Harrogate on the 8th of March. No, happy days. That is a good shout. March, obviously a bit better. A time of year when the weather's starting to get a bit better. I think, does that mean like a little bit of knowledge of Harrogate? Because whenever I was in ITC Catterick in 2013 I want to say, as an instructor, I instructed an Anzio company in Catterick, and at the time that's where everyone coming from Harrogate would have went to. And I believe that intake that you're going to in March, does that mean you're not doing like the year at Harrogate? I think it's a shorter course at Harrogate. I could be extremely wrong, because quite clearly my I'm not going to be completely up to date anymore, because I'm years away from Catterick and that sort of thing. But you've got something that what many aspire to have, which is an actual date to start training, so congratulations for that, and I wish you all the best with it. I'm getting a bit too close here, they're not really liking the sniper rifle. Game volume's a bit too high, sorry about that. Right, let's get that scrap down now. You've got a bit of delay on me. I've turned it down a bit, and just let me see what that does for you. Bit of support coming in there. screwed.
Controlling the fight. Keep pushing.
You're doing the full year. Okay, not happy days. Then 27 weeks in Catrick.
Let's rally and
Oh, that's definitely changed that. 27 weeks in Catrick. So you're going to do a full year in Harrogate, then another 27 weeks in Catrick.
targeting Alpha.
Oh, maybe because it's guards. Yeah, because whenever I was there as an instructor, it was Yakira, yeah, you would have done the year in Harrogate, but then when you would have come to Catrick and then particularly Anzio Company into ITB, it may not be called all this anymore. Then you would have done 12 weeks, I think, with me, and that was like the phase 2 aspect of it. But yeah, you're right. If you're going guards, you're clearly going to do a bit of extra stuff there for the ceremonial side of things. I'm not really playing well at all here tonight. That's not an excuse, by the way. I just genuinely do play the better, but this screen is just. I'm just trying to stay cool, calm, and collective on a live stream, when really in front of me it's utter chaos. I don't know if anyone's ever streamed before. I've got any experience of it. I'm just gonna have to go look at my leads. But yeah, the monitor in front of me is doing a lot of mad stuff. I'm gonna put it down to maybe it's one of the cables is just not powerful enough. I'll look at it tomorrow. Kimo, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. So 99. So I'm an officer. No, I'm not. I am an actual rank now. So I'm a soldier, but it's a colour sergeant is what they call the rank. But I am at Sandhurst, but not as an officer. I'm here as an instructor. So anyone who's joining the army to be an officer, I'm taking in for their basic training, so their officer training. They also do 42 odd weeks here. I'm just going to help the team out. No one's going to revive me up here. Yeah, no one's reviving me up here, so.
We've neutralized objective Bravo.
I want to do more here for the team. I feel like I'm absolute flipping handbrake here. Promoted by doing absolutely nothing. Check that out. Died 2 or 3 times.
Bravo's being secured.
Right, what I'm going to try now is let's go. We're right out to the flank. And just ping people from the outside and work our way in. Laze targets and ping people off. I'm just checking out on YouTube there and seeing. I think you're not seeing what I'm seeing, which is good. Happy days.
We have lost Charlie.
Yeah, so I'm at Sandhurst at the minute, instructing. But when you're in the army, you'll do postings throughout your career at different ranks. So you'll post away from whatever unit you're going to go and join. That's everyone, not just the infantry. That's what I'm doing now. So you spend like max two years away from your unit. Let's get first kill. No. Give him a position where he's also got a sniper who's going to ping me. So I'm currently away. I've just done my first year, so I've now moved into my second year away. Stay still. I'm just going to suppress myself. You know what that was? Sniper? Yeah, it sniped me. Yeah, so I'm in my first year. So next summer I'll be going back. Do you have a decent shot of going to Sandhurst without a degree? Yeah, you do. Yeah. So for me, coming to here as an instructor has really opened my eyes to the officer sort of life, as in what it entails and all the rest of it. Because like my own experience of officers was just them leading me in battalion and stuff, and there's a bit of a sort of banter goes around the infantry and I suppose the rest of the whole of the army, whereas the officers like the one who gets lost all the time. The platoon sergeant needs to pull them everywhere, but me actually being here now and seeing exactly what they go through, have a newfound sort of bit of respect for them, because there's a big, they go through a lot for their time here, and the level of development they go through is unreal. But long-winded answer there, to come back to you, I always thought you did need to go to university to come here and have a degree, but you don't. It's called a non-grad, I think it is. I don't react what other boxes you have to tick to come here with that, but there is plenty of people here who don't have degrees, as in the officers. And I asked them, like, because you know, do they find that they struggle on the academic side of stuff, and they don't. They just seem to they pick it up like. Teammates. But yeah, so unfortunately, I've obviously done Catholic, now done Sandhurst. I think this will be the last post as an instructor, because yeah, and it really is the last chance to be an instructor, as in our sort of career path is in infantry, because colour sergeant's the last sort of stuff. Anything beyond colour sergeant, you're not really doing any sort of instructing, it's more sort of managing and all that kind of stuff. So this is my last bit of full-blown instructing. Like, there may be a time, you know, in the next load of years in the not so distant future, we'll do like, you know, going and doing small-term training team missions for a couple of weeks at a time, but actually instructing people in the UK and training establishments, I think this is it now. This will be the last one. Why are officers not often liked very much? I don't know. It always just depends on what experiences people have. Because sometimes you have good experiences and sometimes you have not so good experiences with officers. But you know, probably to answer it in short, it's because they're the boss, they're the leaders, and I think that anyone who sits at the top of that pyramid is just obviously going to get some flack. Whenever you're just at the lower of ranks, as in us soldiers joining up, there's lots of us, we're at the bottom of the pyramid, whereas them, just happened there, the bombs coming down, flip me. For them, as soon as they're out of their training, you know, all eyes are on them straight away, so it can be a lot of pressure. But I definitely I wouldn't worry about it. Like, you know, we have a lot of people come through the academy here, that's internationals as well, who are going back to be officers in their own countries and stuff. And like ours are, you know, you're in safe hands anyway. The future of the army is in safe hands, not because I'm here, but just from the talent that actually comes through the academy. Yeah, some of these like young men went, well, what they were doing at 19 it blows my mind of what I was doing at 19.
Hostiles are attacking objective Alpha.
Well, that was always going to happen. It was far, that's what we would call poaching. I was far, far, far too forward there.
We've lost Alpha.
No one's going to pick me up. I'm flipping how far forward I am. Don't think we're actually getting too much. Oh, my screen's gone again, man. We're not getting too far with the old sniper, so what we'll do is go engineer. Let's see if we can get into a vehicle. Fly around the vehicle for a bit. If I can get into an aircraft, that would be even better. I'm just going to click next. BD, as a nice, what's that? As nice of an opportunity this is to be able to ask you a question, army related. I imagine you don't want to be pressed with such questions and trying to game have fun. No, don't worry. I've hit me with all the questions you want. I'm literally just using this. The game, the live stream is just a method to do the stream. Because I've done live streams before where it's just sat in front of the camera. It can be quite tedious, especially in moments where because people don't want to ask questions all the time. So during that time, it can be quite tedious just to be staring at the camera. So if we're playing a game, it's a military theme game. It keeps us in the theme of the channel, and just have something to do in the meantime while some sort of pop in. Yeah, you should have a crack at Hell Let Loose. Yeah, that's like, you're not the only person who said that actually. So I'm gonna have to have a look. Is that like, how is it new? Or is it quite sort of has it been out a while? I see, I can't see that because my screen's in clip. And the other one would be like, is it on console or is it on PC? Because quite clearly I've got these PCs who are doing the streaming business, so I'm having to use a console here. That screen is really annoying me. I've literally got all this real estate and I'm flipping on something the size of an iPad. I'm looking through. No, this is...
The enemy has secured more objectives.
Right, let me have a play with this, see if we can get this fixed. Right, so that's coming from there. It's streaming from there, so that should be that side. Listen to me thinking out loud. Hopefully, this. Right, what I'm gonna do is this is probably gonna go black for all yous. I'm going to rip this out and rip it back in. Look at that, back in. Old Faithful. Turn it off and turn it on. Alright, let's get somewhere safe. How would I say the intakes compare at Sandhurst between May, September and January? Well, I would say the September one is obviously, it's not obviously, sorry, is a 3 company intake. So that's 3 companies arrive, and then obviously they'll commission in the summertime, and then obviously the other 2 intakes are 2 company intakes, so there's smaller amount of people. I haven't instructed on a 2 company intake yet. So the one I did was this time last year, so the last 3 company intake, which they started in September, and then followed them all the way through to August time to the commissioned. So I would say, I don't know, every time of year is going to have its pros and cons. I would say they had all their like sort of basic kind of exercises whenever the weather wasn't getting so great, and then some more of the interesting exercises like Final X and stuff for Grafenwehr was in the summertime, so it was a bit more enjoyable. But genuinely, it doesn't. I would say I wouldn't let it hold you off. I think you have to be a bit more tactical as well in regards to when you come in regards to like when regiments are taking people on and all that kind of stuff. But I couldn't give you the best amount of information on that because clearly it varies between regiments. But I would say I think that everyone tries to get on that September intake is because when it comes round to regimental selection board, because there's a massive intake, most regiments have more spaces available. Do not take my word that as gospel there. I'm just going off what I think as of an opinion and what I've seen in the past. Cover. I could be wrong because like one of our last intakes was a March intake and we ended up taking 2 officers on, which we traditionally have just taken 1 from that intake. So I suppose it just depends on what them regiment, sort of the headquarters of that particular regiment are wanting to do at the time. I suppose that only really applies to the infantry because the infantry are a bit more niched because they're only taking a couple of people per intake, whereas the corps and stuff have a lot more spaces. I'm not great at this game, am I? Absolutely ridiculous.
Our forces have neutralized Delta.
We now control
Advice for Harrogate. So clearly I have not been there. And it's not a cop-out answer to you. It's more just, I would say, just enjoy it while you're there. This is only going off my own opinion now. Oh, hold on, I'm getting contacted from the right. You can actually get 1 kill in this game. I would say, in your mind you'll think about army. It's going to be like busy, green kit, running around in the fields, covered in cam cream, camouflage, all that kind of stuff. But with Harrogate, because you're there for a year, I think it potentially could be a bit of an anticlimax to you when you first arrive, which is a good thing. It just means it's going to go slow. So it's not gonna be really fast paced at the start. So I would just calm down in that aspect of it. But when you get there, it's just, I would say you're gonna have rough days, and you would think to yourself, "Oh, was this the right decision?" But I think that will naturally play into something different for you. But also because it's such a long time there, and you will be doing less stuff. I don't know if you might get. I'm not going to say you're going to get bored. I don't know. I've not been there, but I just know people's minds can just sort of, start to vary and want to do different stuff. So just remember why you went there. Remember, I think, did you say Welsh scars? I can't come and chat's disappeared. I'm in ride. But I think you said one of the guard units there. But yeah, just remembering that that's what you actually want to do. And then that should help you get through. And then just listen to the other instructors.
Gunner assault on Charlie.
They're not always going to be happy with you all the time. Just take each day as it comes, really. Or certainly each week as it comes when you're going to do that sort of size of course. And if you think about it, there's a lot of training you're going to do. If you're taking into what you're doing in Harrogate and then what you're going to do in Catterick itself. So you're going to be really well trained by the time you actually pump out the other side and arrive at your unit. Sorry, Welsh Guards, yeah. So there you go. I think they're out in Kent. Ah, get away, yeah, bird. I think they're out in Kent at the minute. If you don't, I'm not really active that much on Instagram anymore, but if you are yourself on Instagram, if you're on to go Welsh Guards, I'm quite sure you've seen Graf Photography. He's an ex-Welsh Guardsman, senior NCO, who's now a social media manager. I think he's out in Kenya now, so you'll get a really good idea of what the Welsh Guards get up to if you jump onto his sort of platform. I don't think I've killed one person this game.
Our attack on Bravo is underway.
Maybe commando roll there. Right, let's screw the knot here and actually do something. Okay, when you're in training, don't jump off something that high and do a commando roll because your ankles are going to snap. Right, let's go and capture something.
Neutralize objective Bravo.
I am so flipping bad this game. They're in Kenya, but when I was to get there, my recruiter said it would be in Cyprus for a bit. My recruiter's Welsh Guards. Oh no, that makes sense if you're a recruiter who is Welsh Guards. When you say Cyprus, is it posted there for 2 years, or is that just on an exercise?
We're attacking objective Alpha.
Right, let's go do some damage with a tank. Because I'm just getting shot to bits. The best regiments I've worked with, right, clearly there's loads of, I don't know how many there are out there, but they all have their own niches, and they're all better or not so good at all different things, if that makes sense. Everyone has their own specialities. Now, closely, who have I worked with? So I was quite close with the Parachute Regiment because we are within 16 Brigade. So all my early years when I joined, we were in 16 Brigade. All my tours were with 16 Brigade. So in round both 2 and 3 para. Then outside of that, when I left, the Royal Irish disappeared out of 16 Brigade to go on some adventure across the army for a couple of years before we then came back. We did end up working with a lot of other units. 2 Scots is a good one, so obviously that's a battalion. So there's the Royal Regiment of Scotland's got battalions in there now. 2 Scots is a really good one. They get away quite a lot. Rifles as well. 2 rifles also. They've been good to work with. Anglians, straight over flipping IED. Anglians have been really good. I've done some courses with Anglians, so it's all really, there's quite a few out there. Then that's obviously infantry. Did you say regiment there? Yeah, where were you? Yeah, regiment, so I presume you're talking about the infantry. So yeah, really, yeah. And like, I'm not going to throw any sort of, negativity on any other infantry regiment, because every regiment will have, any infantry regiment will have some bad eggs in there. But as time progresses, they will move on, and your leadership and stuff will square that away. And everything's on a cycle, isn't it? So sometimes you'll have good days and sometimes you'll have bad days. But pretty much anywhere within the infantry is you're going to be pretty much good to go. Depends on what you're wanting out of your career, really. Like, I would say everyone is busy now. It used to be there's only a certain handful of regiments would have been busy all the time, but yeah, the field army is just flat out. That's why I'm enjoying myself. I'm posting right now within the routine I've got, so I think you should be pretty much good to go wherever you go to. Really. I'm gonna have to get in the pole position to repeat comments because this is quite a big one. Alexander, welcome. Thanks for the stream. I've put in an application. I'm gonna die, man. Right, anyway, the main effort is not the game. This is just a vehicle for the stream. So who cares about that? Join the signals. I'm mid 32. Any general advice for me and the wife as well? We're planning on having kids soon too. Woof. That's a that's a lot of life-changing stuff you're about to put yourself through. Listen, if you want it, just go with it. There's no right or wrong time. You know, there will always be something that will mess your plan up. So if it's what you're wanting, part of your life, just do it now, and then you know you'll just get through everything else. Regards to the having kids and stuff, clearly, don't take my advice. Not just like I've got 3 kids. I have to think about that there. So I wouldn't not put it off, or it's just completely up to yourselves and what you want to do. I would just say it might be a little bit stressful if your wife is sort of going through the later stages of pregnancy whilst you're in basic training, because basic training for you, it's quite not, I want to say your freedom's not like prison, but you can't really have the same sort of freedoms as you will whenever you get to your actual unit and basic training. But if you want signals, what is my screen doing? If you're going signals, your basic training's not, I think it should be like 13, 14 weeks basic training, and depends on where you're going to go within the signals and what your phase 2 is going to look like. But your phase 2 should relax a little bit in regards to, you know, a bit more freedoms and stuff. I'm gonna have to unplug this again. I would try and just sort of maybe plan the pregnancy in around that basic training. So yeah, but it's all good. George Brown says I watched you from the start and you haven't killed anyone yet. That is very well spotted. I'm not making any. I actually don't know why. Like I stated at the very start of the stream as well that I'm not great at this game because it was clear of the last Battlefield I played was Battlefield 4, and I don't know when was that. You're talking years. I'm sure I still lived in the accommodation block as a single. Like wasn't in the Mari quarters then, so you're talking years ago since that Battlefield 4 was out. I could be wrong. So clearly after that, then when I dabbled in gaming, it would only really been Call of Duty, and the movement is very different. And just how you play this is totally different. But I'm trying to get muscle memory back to playing this again. Regards to how pathetic I am tonight in general, it's because I'm looking at 3 different screens here, and the big main monitor I've got is just, for some reason, it keeps dividing into 3. So if you imagine like a mirror, so there's like 3 rifles. So where you're just seeing that one rifle moving along, I'm seeing 3, and then the second one's upside down. But I have to keep playing the plug it's plugged into. I'm on an Apple Mac laptop, so I think I've just got too much plugged into it. So I need to get a better cable, I think, maybe, or a better dongle. But more streams will do, hopefully get a bit better. I actually, just as we're talking how pathetic I am at this, which is good that you've brought that up, because I was actually thinking about doing a bit of a project where I want to explore where I think the importance of gaming. Quite clear, it's not going to, you know, replace what you do in the physical world. However, just the thought process, like using cover and all that kind of stuff, specifically this game where you can use suppression and all the rest of it. So I want to explore it, as in like how, and remove the stigma around it, because obviously the British Army has an esports team. I think there's a bit of a stigma around it because people think, well, let's go first kill. Yes, I want to remove the stigma around it, and then how am I going to do that? Well, I want to do a bit of a documentary on myself, because you can see how pathetic I am here. Where is this guy? He's flipping it. You can see how pathetic I am, so it'd be pretty cool if I could get to myself to some kind of standard to compete in some way in the online space. But you know, how I see it is no different than, you know, training in the gym or doing whatever else. If you've got an event up, you have to put the time into training, and you can quite clearly see how bad I am. And it would be like not just playing it every night, but actually trying to learn what it takes. And I'm sure within the British Army sports team there's going to be high-level streamers in there. Didn't even get the kill. So we do a bit of training and stuff. The output, friendly fire. The output would be, I believe in March, there is a massive gaming competition convention up in the NEC in Birmingham called DreamHack. I think I'm going to that. So it'd be good to try and get myself, there's the output, so try and get myself to a standard before that. I think it'd be quite fun to do.
so much!
Come on.
You're gonna make it! Hold on!
Around to the right there. Friendly fire. Irish or Northern Irish, right? This is the HO question. So whenever you're like in the Royal Irish, quite clearly Royal Irish, and you see people saying, "Oh, you're Irish" and stuff. So if you get called Irish and you're within the Royal Irish, people don't really, you know, are not too bad about it because where we are. But clearly, people get a bit more emotional back home about it because clearly Northern Ireland is a country and it's part of the UK. So like I am Northern Irish, but I'm not going to take offence if someone says I'm Irish
Forces have neutralized objective
because I get it. This will have one effect of hitting someone. Oh, if I can take it out. I'm letting the I am letting the edge down. I am. I'm just going to put it down too because it's the very first stream. Because I genuinely, yeah, because I'm not even thinking about it right now. Tell you what, let's kill ourselves here. Rejoin whatever squad I'm in. Hopefully my mic's not being on because they're probably thinking, what is this guy talking about? But we'll join this squad and wherever they are, we'll try a bit of teamwork. Right. What do I think is going to be better? Fact. Let's do this. I want to be recon a game. So I'm going to pick up the first notes. Right, we're over there. Yeah, that's exactly it. Welsh part of the union. So am I. I'm very part of the union. I love the country, like you know, as in the UK. And you know, there's a bit of it takes a lot of flack online sometimes. People sort of moving away and stuff, the sunshine and stuff. I would never, and I am probably still one of them ones that do, you know, a lot of respect for this country, and I'll never leave it. Patriot, that's what I would say. Come on, let's see if we can pick up one kill, one flipping kill. I'm sure we've been playing it for like 20 minutes now, probably more. Come on. At least I got a shot off. He's definitely injured. I think a big restart here, like. Yeah, so that stream that I'm talking about, you'll probably then see a little bit better gameplay because hopefully we'll have people from British Army Esports on that stream in October. When I say in October, it's only like 2 weeks away, half term. And the backs team, so British Army Extra. So I have to get a lot of practice in because I'm flipping horrendous. Right, does anyone recommend any other sort of gameplays on this? Because I think this level's just not doing me now. I haven't got a flow here whatsoever. The fact the music's starting to make so much more annoying. Come on, where's your kill wall? Oh my goodness me, you're drunk.
You have an attack order sent by squad leader. Our attack on Bravo is underway.
Yeah, I did. I was in Palace Barracks for a while, but that's not as a unit. It was just as an individual. On a bit of a posting really. I think it was like 3 or 4 months I want to say. It was alright. The only thing I thought about being posted in Palace Barracks was it kind of, the army kind of felt like my stats were only horrendous. That squad's going to be like, who was that? It sort of started to feel a bit of a 9-to-5 job really, because then I was going home like as in visit my parents and stuff every other night, where it's, I don't know, I've quite enjoyed living in the mainland, but I think it, because it makes going home special, a bit more exciting, because I would go home like Christmas, summer, them kind of stuff. So when it's time to go home, as in over to Northern Ireland with my family now, it's like a, we're either getting on a plane or a boat or something that's exciting for the kids and all the rest of it. So I think that's why. I'm on PlayStation, PS5, and I need to work out what this screen needs. Rebooted again. In fact, what's that little thing there? Let's delete that. There we go. Bit of a hard start there. Right. I want one where we can kind of... No, let's do actual multiplayer. A mode where you advance along the map. What's that called again? So we have more of a linear push across the map. The ones where you can, capture all the places, I think that's a pain in the ass, because you're moving forward and all of a sudden there's enemies behind you. Whereas that one where it's more of a linear push across the map's a bit better then. What is it? I was playing it last night, I think. This wouldn't be attack and defend. Conquest. Yep. Breakthrough. That sounds right. This sounds a bit better. Yep, there we go. Thanks very much. Breakthrough. Now I think breakthrough. This is where I was talking about tactics. Oh, come on, screw the nut here, man. You can apply a little bit of it now, because no one's going to pop up behind you. Where are we? Egypt, so... See? What is it doing? What are you doing, man?
We need to advance by sector and secure the AO. Enemy positions are ready to engage. Let's move.
Because that's flipping screen. Oh, it's an enemy. Let me see if I'm... Get a out on the ground. Let's see if I'm a better medic when I am on the shoulder. Right, there you are. Let's get you saved. Stay with me. Let's get me to... Screw not waiting for me. he's fucking flattened already. I have no idea where we are now.
Moving on objective Alpha.
Oh, yep. Yeah, worked with the US plenty before. Worked with them in Afghanistan. Both in the early sort of Afghanistan, some of the snipers that were attached to, some of the marine snipers. The screen's gone again. And then worked with them in Toral, which is up Toral, which is also Afghanistan. It's more of a later one, around 2018, sort of 2019, sorry. Around the city of Kabul and stuff. They basically stayed in the centre of Kabul. It was ran by Americans. Like, anytime you're going to stay in an American base when you're on operations, that's what you want, because they've got everything that you do not have. And just doing for a good time over there. And they just give you everything. Whereas us, we have to sign for everything.
Let's move!
No, I messed up Interflex. Why did I mess up Interflex? I can't remember why I missed it, because our battalion went on to it. What was I on? I think it was because it was coming here, was it? I cannot remember why I missed Interflex. So my battalion had done was done Interflex. I don't know why it was not. I can't remember. But I have had Ukrainians here. So I've had. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, great bunch. No dramas with them whatsoever. So revive me here. Nope. Because I know how crap I am. Just gonna let me die.
We're attacking objective Alpha.
Just trying to think what I can do. So I wonder if I can stick this. All sorts of nice stuff out of this flipping thing. It's just gonna be more. So I have to go to USB.
We're moving on objective Alpha.
Because you're not seeing anything, are you? No, I'm not I'm not a colour sergeant. So this is one up from sergeant. I'm just like getting a left in this flipping tank because I'm trying to work out what is going on with our screen right now. 20 years old experience in working environment and have equivalent of A levels. You think I am qualified to apply for an officer? Yeah. Now don't take that as like a complete thing. Let me go away and find out the actual information for you in regards to the sort of academic stuff and what you need. I'm pretty sure it is A levels is the thing. Because when I said you don't need to have a degree, I think A levels is a must. But you're saying equivalent there. Why is that? Because I don't know what that would mean. Equivalent, I might think.
Let's go!
Something else. I just ran at him for some complete reason I don't understand. What's the LED like with the Royal Irish? I'm not sure. I'm not there, so I'm only. Someone can help me. It's yeah, I haven't been there for a year, so I don't know. It was good whenever I was there. What I will say, but is depending on where you're coming from now, it's crazy busy. Like, because obviously we are vehicles, and the vehicles are can be very tired at times, so you will be busy. I can remember the LED for us in like 2019. We were in Afghan. We were coming off the patrols and stuff in the road, and you know, they were up all night doing all the repairs and stuff to the vehicles, so then they could go back out on the ground again the following day. Mali, which was in 2022, which was basically like, if you ever seen the film Mad Max, it was just something similar to that, just driving across the Sahara Desert. So you can imagine the sort of the stuff they had to do there in regards to keeping vehicles on, you know, going, and they were doing some mad stuff where, like, you know, they would do stuff they just didn't have to fix certain things, so they were improvising and stuff. It's pretty cool. Flipping top tier standard stuff. Right, where are you going? I genuinely, like, whatever. This is now, I think the game's actually against me now. So yeah, but I will say with us, with the Royal Irish, is like anyone who comes to us is in regards to, not as in coming as in to be a ranger, but like you're saying there, like posted in, they have a good time, because we're a very welcoming culture with us. I'm just staying very cool and calm here. Let's scream. What is like? So the monitor I'm going off now. I cannot move in these two because that's my laptop to stream off. That's the phone I've got to chat. It's like this size that I'm looking at is in the actual game, so I cannot see absolutely anything. I can see sort of small icons. Maybe it's because it could be replicating someone who's wearing glasses. I'll do a few more. Yeah. Right, the goal is 1 flipping kill on this stream tonight. 1 kill. Try and find the flow of the battle. Work out where I am. Jerry, don't want to be anywhere near that tank. Fucking target right now. Spread out it.
I'm over here. Take it.
Come down the sniper. Let's go this way, I think. Oh, you absolute. Nailed. The Royal Irish is the best. We look after our boys and girls and our family even. Happy days, Joe Bond, thank you very much for jumping that in. Backing me up there in the shot. This screen is. Do you know where it is? Genuinely, it's every time I die and go to that respawn screen, it's doing its thing. So the trick now, I think, is if I push that down a bit, not to die. Let's not run up there because I'm definitely gonna die quickly. Come on now. We need him there. Not You somebody hiding in there. I only have to apologise for the absolute terrible stream you're watching tonight. Let's hope no randomers have fallen onto this thinking this is like a high level gaming stream. There we go. Watch the screen. Reboot it again. So I think what the issue is Macs, obviously the Mac laptops don't have, like there's no ports on the side of it, there's two USB-C ones. He's probably a sniper and I'm just getting in position of that. So I think the dongle's probably not strong enough or fast enough, so it's not supporting it, because I've got obviously the screen coming out of it, the mic coming out of it and all the rest of it. So I've got a Windows laptop there as well, which I think has more ports and might have a bit more power in it. Which one getting it with? See what I mean now? Genuinely, like,
Hitting Alpha.
I thought I was going to get that there. Like, let me see if you, because you're like 8 seconds behind me. Screen gone again. Fantastic. Now everything's gone black. Oh, here we go. Right, now come on.
We need attack support on the marked objective.
I think engineer's gonna have to be the thing. Nope, swings away game. So a bit of manoeuvring around here of cables. But like I said, this was going to be a test, a good rehearsal at it. Thanks for me get posted there. I love the idea of working on that type of fleet, especially with some of the best soldiers in the army. Thank you very much. Yeah, you'll have a good time. You'll have a busy time as well. Quite clearly we're on YouTube now, so it's pretty open source stuff, but you know, if you're going not in the not so distant future, glass here come to their minds. Right. Yeah, if you're going in the not so distant future, you're gonna have a good time because there's a lot of stuff coming up. As in a lot of out of the UK kind of stuff.
I'm fucking hit!
No one's gonna revive me because I have an absolute handbrake on this team. Got my own Tesco internet. No, what? I'm just looking on my phone to see what kind of you're on. No, I've literally, I might not even have the proper settings on. I'm on OBS for streaming. So my bitrate and stuff, I don't know what I've set it up as because I've literally just plugging and playing today, to see what we get going here. And as you can see, when my screen keeps coming on and off, that's one thing. So I'm seeing chat coming through here, and I can know I'm streaming, so the internet is at the least of my worries at the minute. But I can probably, that's an easy fix, up in the settings. This was more of a run out today for the hardware settings. The interesting thing is, as I'm looking here now, is it's on my monitor. It's messed, but it's not messed from what you can see. Yeah, it's completely fine on your screen.
Keep this up and the fight is ours. Let's get it done.
Interesting. No, I haven't killed anyone. You're exactly right. Maybe this is the plan of the stream. I'm gonna bring. I can see someone there. It's like I'm telling you now. 4 different screens on this monitor. One rifle's looking that way. The other's looking that way. It's like you've just put your fist through the screen. That's how I can sort of explain the picture I'm seeing right now. Right. I think we're going to probably get another sort of 10-15 minutes out of this bad boy. Now I know what I have to go away and fix in regards to getting the stream up and running properly. Clearly some practice as well. Yes, it's doing the job now. It's that wire, obviously.
We no longer hold Alpha.
Completely bad. Yeah. What? It's just unplayable. I just don't know if I can make that bigger. I don't care about that yet, because what I'm going to try and do this around. So if I get this screen to go bigger, then I'll not need the monitor. Oh, 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 oh. Right, so I'll get you. That's a bit more. Right, I might be able to do this. What we'll do. You shall come forward. Might as well flip and go outside and get under a poncho. I'm now going off a screen smaller than an iPad. Yeah, because the guys over at the Banks team, they're all over their streaming. Will help me set this up where if you're commenting, I knew he was going that way. I'll get the message up in front of me, rather than me having to still look left and right here. Wonder if there's anyone commenting there, as in actually in the game, and how bad that was. It's gone black. It's gone. Staying. It stayed on now. Nope. Interesting. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not blaming. It's not Battlefield because the Sony screen's doing that. That's what my version of these wires about. Weekly man I used to do before you should be joining. I do 3 runs a week. One of them is 400 meter, but yeah, that's plenty. You don't need to be doing anything crazy in regards to running before you come, because what you want to minimize down is like sort of like musculoskeletal injuries and stuff, impact things. So what you're doing there, spaced out over a week, is pretty good. So 3 in a week's fantastic. And then obviously varying them around to one faster. So I really like a very, very basic thing. Remember, any training program is going to be generic. So any stuff you buy on the internet, it's just all generic stuff, unless you're working with a proper PT and it's very specific to your body. But like the most, very common running one would be, interval sprints. Like I say, on Monday for an example. Then a gap, and then your Wednesday you've got a slightly sort of more of a fartlek run, and then towards the end of the week, around the weekend, you've got your longer run to get your endurance and do kind of stuff in, and that's nicely well spaced out and well balanced, and that's all you really need. You definitely do not need to be doing any kind of mad crazy Olympic flipping training program before you join, because when you arrive, they will have the training program designed in a way of crawl, walk, run. So so they can progress you throughout your time there. So if you're coming already, like flipping up there, like peaking, it'll have a negative effect on you. So what you're doing there is pretty good. The army's taking a lot of big push now towards strength and conditioning, so I'd say add a lot of that in there as well. And what I would say is add a lot of oh, look at that! First kill! First kill of the night. It's only taken about an hour. Get all your mobility and stuff in. Don't just always focus on your big massive heavy lifting, because I'm injured right now, so I can't train everything. So I haven't been able to train for the past week. Started to feel a bit better, and then I went and done some sprints. It was an absolute rag the next day after that, so the physio's now says no. Needs no training whatsoever now for the 4 weeks. The only sort of just burnt myself. The only training I can do is swimming pool stuff. Now I'm dead. I'm gonna play with this. Flip it screen again. Nah, yeah. Someone just brought me back to life. Oh, another one. Just asking for it there when I missed twice, giving my position away. Yeah. 3 shoot and move, that's it. I'm dead, isn't gonna come for me. Nope, that's me out. But I have to say, the screen's going again. It's just different, I think, if you can just fully concentrate. If you're fully zoned in. Because I'm sort of talking and stuff as well, I think that's taken it. That's not me trying to make a cop out. So when you do watch these people online, you go, that's Bakshi. This is actually the first experience of it. It's actually difficult. That was just full concentration phase. And I shouldn't have gone there, right into the open ground. Friendly fire. Get arm on me of it. It's in there somewhere. I'm not going to arm with the pistol though. There's a guy right behind that. Yeah, I was there same time as Ross Kemp. Not in the same area. He was, I believe, or could have been. Where did he go? He wasn't with us. So the time that he was in Afghanistan, it was when we were there was 2008. My company was C Company. Someone going to rescue me here now. Go on. No. It was 2008, and we were detached from the Royal Irish and called Ranger Company, and then we were attached to 2 Para, and then we were in Sangam. But he was, when he was with the Royal Irish, he was with A Company, I believe. I think he could have been on the edge of Sangam with them. I can't remember, but he wasn't with me. He was with A Company, which was not my company for that tour. I just had to do a hard reboot there in the screen again. Very snappy, got killed off a pistol by the worst player on the map. I picked up his flipping class, I have. Sick.
Don't be easy targets.
I'm Portuguese, but I've lived in the UK for a long time, and I have interest in joining the Army Reserve, which is why I was interested in knowing if there are many like myself. Is in Portuguese specific? I'm not too sure, buddy. Like I said, I don't know all the policies and everything off the top of my head, but it is out there. I'm sure there's something out there. I'm sure it's something down there we have to spend like 5 years in the UK, then you can do it. But please don't take that as it. Like I said, when I do this stream again, I might do a stream before the event thing I'm talking about. What a stupid move that was. But when I do it that time, there'll be people there, hopefully connected within the chat with yourselves, whoever's sitting with all this kind of rules, and they'll be able to answer something like that that you will have. But I want to say you got to spend a bit more time within the UK before you can join the reserves. But definitely, you know, there is people. There's not just people from Commonwealth serving. I've met loads of other sort of different people within the reserves and the regulars. You should consider esports with that kind of thing. I genuinely don't know what's wrong today. Do you know what we'll do? How long have we got here? Half time. We'll, I might jump on the card. Yeah, does he much of all that? Yeah, I did. But I live in the cities and stuff. This might be a bit of a cop out here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flick on to this. I'm gonna jump on the card and see if we can sort this out. See if we can get some sort of better play in here, because this is licking me out a bit. Screen resolution's changed. Wow, maybe it's something on my end. Right, let's try a bit of Warzone quickly. One game of Warzone, and then that'll do. That'll finalise the stream itself. Oh, you absolute. So yeah, I'd seen him coming around, but because I didn't live in the city, you know, they weren't obviously in around the villages and stuff. But yeah. Phil Seafood fully immersed myself. Do you know, someone did say about that? Yeah, we're trying to think about funny things to do to keep it straight full body armor and helmet like, but it'd be funny to look at for a bit, but it wouldn't be very comfortable sitting here, especially when you're messing around with all these wiring. Well, we now know it is a hardware thing because it's now still doing it on Call of Duty. So it's not a Battlefield thing. Don't know what it's doing. Right, what we're going to do, I'm going to do a casual. I'm going to go solo so I don't need to speak to anyone. I can't even go on my phone here to check if order a new connector. In fact, this other laptop's beside me. Let me see what. A minute. So what I'll need, I need 2 connectors. USB 3. Got 1, 2, 3, but I think they're the older ones. There's the older ones, you see. I'll play around with it tomorrow. Here we go. Are we playing here or what? We did. We're still searching. No dramas. Thanks for jumping on anyway. Yeah, no dramas. And if you are subscribed to the channel, it'll be on the that community tab. I'll release it out there whenever streams are going to happen and all that kind of stuff. But thanks for watching me not win at all tonight. But the next time, I promise you it'll be a bit better. I'll get the practice in and get all the equipment set up so I have no excuses in that regards. Alan, so you dropped it. I've only seen a few clips. I've only seen a few clips of yourself, really. You up at ITC? No, not in ITC. I'm down south, opposite direction, at Sandhurst. Right, what more? This is still doing this, but what I'm hoping is we can, as soon as we flip and start, well, I'll need to restart it then, because as soon as you're dead, unless you're dead, I think I may need to look at the graphics.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
Usually everyone drops on me. No, drop further away this time.
Oi, Sunshine, sling your rook.
All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Here we go. Biscuit Sweeter, no, I don't usually do live streams. The last one I'd done was years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, I think it's more than 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was like 2020 was the better one. Clearly I've done a few other live streams on there which are sat and talk to the camera, but this is why I want to bring the games onto it. Because there's something happening on the screen.
Battle Royale.
Be that really bad gameplay, but at least there's something on there and it's just not just staring at the screen. And then as we progress further, I've got it all set up now where you would hear a squad. I'm not bringing anyone on now because this is just a rehearsal tonight just to make sure everything's working, but I will have other people on there so you can hear the squad and stuff. So I've got plans to build this up a bit better. I did start a separate channel that was just based around games, but I've just jumped onto this one, put this on here. So we're on a bit of an experimental phase at the minute, really. Because YouTube is a bit of a weird one when it comes to, you know, niches and all the rest of it, but I think this, as in gaming, but specifically these kind of styles of games, is kind of the same as, it's not the same, but it's not too different than the army stuff. I feel like people who watch my channel have an interest in this kind of stuff as well. So it's not like me suddenly bringing baking videos to the channel, because then you're like, what is this? This is not what I came to this channel for. So that's the kind of stuff you got to think about. There's a flipping SAE. Look at that. Pasta Bolognese or Hunter's Chicken, Pasta Bolognese. That's funny you should say that. Actually, on Sunday, so it's in this Sunday, if you're watching this live right now, so this Sunday, the video on Sunday, I'm going through the ration, 24 hours, 24 hour rations, just showing what it looks like now. So if any of you actually watch this now, you're serving, it's of no interest to you whatsoever, but it's more or less for people who are, you know, not serving, or interested in serving. It just shows you the rations. And indeed, if there's any, if you watching this now and you're veterans, just showing you how much the rations have changed. But to answer your question, pasta bolognese, I actually haven't seen a pasta bolognese in a long time. I don't know what that stream is like for you now, but this screen has not been doing what it was doing, so I don't know if Battlefield's graphics are too intense for that cable. Oh,
I'm here.
Right, so I guess he's on that crane, isn't he? Yep. I can get round him. Is that his drone? Oh, we can move him. There he's there, isn't he? Right.
Gas is moving.
The enhanced rat packs, I don't know. I don't know what they are. I'm not sure what the enhanced ones are. I've seen 12 R1s.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Where's that? 12 and 24. The enhanced ones, I'm not too sure, mate. But with my channel, I try and strike a balance of, you know, giving people advice on how to join the army, but then keeping the veteran community connected as well. I'm a big believer it's like we're all one big huge community, as in people who are serving, veterans and all the rest of it. So something like a ration pack video, I'm kind of aiming at towards people who are I've got like no idea about the army, and then veterans as well, so they can see how much they've changed since their time in service. So that's how I kind of do the design of the content.
That's right. Have it. Switching mags.
Bit better Call of Duty, so I am. think I need to get into Battlefield and look at the all the controller settings and stuff. Like, my screen has not done anything funky to me yet. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. So the rations, because I can actually never know who has the most up-to-date rations. I'm gonna try and jump across there, because you know they'll never just stop rations and then throw them all in the bin and go, right, these are the new ones now. They'll wait till a certain batch get eaten and issue the exercises, and then as they dwindle down, and they obviously then fade out, and the new ones come in. But the ones that we have here in Sandhurst, like, I've definitely seen the marble cakes and stuff within them. And in fact, that I'm near sure it's in that video I done as well, because I shot it last week. I've just put it together. And it's on the channel now, but it's just it's set to, it just uploads itself. So it goes public itself on Sunday nights. And I'm sure there's a chocolate cake in that as well. But I know what you mean, yeah, because they'll do different ones for different climates, hot and cold and all the rest of it. And sometimes they don't. You just get given
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
the same for summer. You end up with everything. If you're in a very, very hot climate, it's an extremely hot climate, everything that can melt comes to you in liquid form.
Reloading.
I haven't actually had the pleasure of being in a cold environment, as in extremely cold environment yet. However, that is soon to change in the next couple of years when I go back to the battalion, because we've got some cold stuff coming up.
Care package available for delivery.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Loading new mag.
Gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Need that loadout. Yeah, it's interesting, mate. You're not the only one that said about the armor. To be fair, I think I've actually I've played armor before ages ago, but just it confused the heck out of me.
Reloading.
There. But I'm sure I've got it on that computer. I was looking at the different ports there. I'm sure I have it on that. Yeah, I'm up for that. So do you mean as in doing what I'm doing now, or do you mean like me go on and set something up and people come in and join and play?
Loading new mag.
Gas moving in.
Ladder. Oh, I'm gonna get lost in here now. I've screwed this. Right. Let's get a vehicle. Where's that motorbike?
I'll drive.
Come on. Screen's gone black again. There, I can't see a thing. There we go. Just as I said, it was good for this game. But it must be something to do with the screen refreshing, because obviously when you jump on a vehicle, some different setting must happen.
Switching mags. Stone marking care package LZ.
Just drop that out Newton for myself. Can't be asked with a heavy machine gun.
UAV available for that team.
I'll take that. I've already got 5. Actually like my weapons.
Get a UAV on grid.
Yeah, okay, no dramas. Once again, thanks for joining me. And I'll see you again on the next one. Yeah, I'll push out the timings in the community. This is just a rehearsal, so I will push out the timings. But I hope you have a great weekend, yeah, and thanks for joining me.
Priority tasking requested. UAV exiting AO.
Far smoother gameplay. Oh, you can get in here now. Oh, of course you can. You can't.
UAV standing by.
TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
Is he going to be up top or in the middle?
Loading new mag.
UAV is bingo fuel, returning to base.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
I've actually no idea where I'm going around here. This is like probably like the first time I've ever been inside this flipping stadium. I don't want to get too comfortable camping. Get snuck up on. What's that looking like? Oh, right at the edge. Fuck, there we go. Because someone's going to have to run across that open ground. There we go. That's a bot, I think. Or just someone doing something bad. Oh, sniper, 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 sniper.
It's fight time.
Gulag, gulag, gulag.
Welcome to the Gulag. Fight to win redeployment.
Oh, I was on a roll there. Right, if I can get in here quickly before that gas comes, I
Earn
can potentially
redeployment
jump
or
back in there
die
and grab
trying.
it. Oh my goodness, why is my screen gone now? You're having a laugh. I've no screen. Get down! I've no screen. Here we go.
And you say, mate.
I did. The screen went black. Yeah, so I think it's every time the screen's changing,
Let's get to work.
it messes it. I don't know if I'm gonna make that, you know. Oh yeah, I'll make that all day. All day I make that. Five for one, that's better. No, it is indeed. Happy days. The thing is, I prefer Battlefield. But I seem to be playing better tonight at Call of Duty. Potentially going to do something very stupid here. I'm going back for my weapons. I'm now coming right into the front of the area where he shot me from. So if he was sniping, he would just take me out. Happy days. Weapons back. Is he still there?
Clean shot, through and through.
Someone is up here.
Reload him.
Right. Any vehicles? One out and right. Let's go this way around. Beat on this dude here. They're fighting with each other. There he is.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. They hit us hard that time.
One idiot.
Dust yourself off, regroup, and get back
So,
out there.
defeat. Oh, I thought I was on a run. Anyway, right. 10 to 11. I think that sort of, I'll call it on the head there in regards to that. Thanks very much for joining me for this very first live stream. Let me get that in my ear there. Definitely that. Bit of a rehearsal there. As you've seen, the tech was not on my side, and probably not the skills as well. But thanks very much for joining me. I'll go away, get all this squared away now, as in get everything that I need to get squared so it doesn't pile in like it did beforehand. Get some more practice. Maybe the next time I'll start it off with Call of Duty. But I really want to get in amongst Battlefield because it's a really enjoyable game, especially if you're working with a squad, because then it's kind of, you can kind of talk about what you do in the militaries and people giving you you know, fire support and all the rest of it as you move forward. However, I need to work out what I need regards to you know, gear wise to make this as smoothly as possible. But yeah, so cheers. Yeah, same to all of you. Thanks for joining me for the stream tonight, and genuinely much appreciated. And thanks for you know, for all the current subscribers here on the channel, much appreciated. And I hope you have a brilliant weekend, and I will see you again soon. Stay up to date on the community tab, and that's where you're going to see all the updated streams as I go and do them. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you again on the next one.